Okay, welcome back everybody for part two of the intersection of art and religion. I would just remind you that this is only the first of three programs over 6 weeks. So this is the second part of this program, and then we have Patty for 2 weeks, and then we have Laura for 2 weeks. And they're the professional art people. I'm just like, fooling around.
Readable.
Anyway, so this is what we're talking about, art and religion, and let's get right into it. So I just want to review what we were doing last week a little bit. Art as group meditation, Visio Divina, and basically it has to do with the kind of meditative breathing we've all heard about, right? Be conscious of your body, be conscious of the surroundings. And then we're going to view the art. I'm going to give you a minute to take a look at the art. A minute's not a long time, but sometimes you might want 10 minutes, you might want a half hour, whatever. And just to notice things about the art. And then close your eyes for a moment, take another deep breath, and look again. See if you see anything more. And then I'm going to ask, what is this art saying to you? What do you see there? And then lastly, listen deeply to others. If others have something to say about it, listen to them, and then you might want to add something to that. You might want to ask a question about it or something. Okay? Mm-hmm. Are there any questions or comments about that? Those of you who did it last week, was okay? Okay, so here's how it works. I'll show you a work of art that includes no identifying information. There it is. You're walking through the museum, there's a piece of art, you start looking at it, you know nothing about it. I will give you 1 minute to breathe a bit, that's up to you, and view the artwork silently. Then I'll ask what this artwork is saying to you, not only in terms of the art itself, but also with regard to the search for God, for divinity in the art. Even if this is not religious art, maybe there's something there that you can find. And as we discuss, I'll reveal the artwork's period, its title, and the name of the artist. And then I'll read a brief review of the artwork, which I did not write. It's from research. And lastly, I'll read a famous quote about art in general. Okay? So we'll start off with a quote today. A few moments with a painting, a sunset, a sonata, nothing, might give the soul its sustenance, its meaning, and its reason for existence. Thomas More. Have we heard of Thomas More?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. He was born in 1940. I think he's still around. Okay, the first piece of art. I'm going to set my little timer here. I can get it to work for a minute. Okay, what are we looking at?
King and Queen.
The king and the queen, okay. Anything else? Well, what kind of art is it?
Mosaic.
Mosaic, very good.
Aren't those halos?
Yes, the halo.
I think so.
And yet they have crowns.
Yeah,
Yes.
and halo.
And Amazing jewelry.
And jewels, yes.
Amazing jewelry, right. Patty, do you know what we're looking at?
Yeah, this is from Hagia Sophia? No?
It's actually from Ravenna.
Oh, Ravenna, right,
Yeah,
right.
Italy,
Ravenna.
yeah.
So it's the Emperor
Justinian.
Justinian
the First,
and his wife,
Theodora.
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 And they're bringing up the Byzantine, they're bringing up the elements for communion, aren't they?
Yes,
think-
and usually they're depicted that way. You don't see that in these, but yeah.
Yeah.
Usually they are depicted with bread and wine, yes.
Bread and wine.
Yeah. So this is the Byzantine period, and the Empress Theodora and the Emperor Justinian, 527 to 565, the Common Era we say now, CE, right? So, okay, anything else before we move on?
Those be stones, that
Mhm.
Yeah,
amethyst or
little
something,
pieces
or no,
of
what is
stone.
it?
Yeah, little
Yeah.
pieces.
They
But
would
the
put-
big piece, the
They would
big
put
orange.
I don't know. That's a good question.
They would put jewels in
They would put
and
jewels in there.
real pieces of gold.
Yeah.
So that-
that might be.
You know, when the light would play off of the surfaces, they would also set them just on a slight angle so that they'd get a lot of reflection and refraction.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shading in skin tones
Mm-hmm.
are
Very
quite amazing
It
as
is,
well.
it is
Yeah.
amazing.
It's a mosaic.
I mean, you would have to. I mean, just think of putting that together. You'd have to have all these different little
Mhm.
stones and
Mm-hmm.
figure out the coloring and
Yeah.
and all of that.
She has an eye looking off, from where I'm sitting.
Her eye?
This one in the
Her
center
right,
there.
yeah, her right eye.
Yeah.
Is it what is happening in the right
And
eye?
in her right eye, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It looks like it's a little
Off.
looking
I
off.
don't wanna say lazy eye, but I don't know if that means, does it
I
mean
don't know.
something?
I don't know.
Is this a depiction of her, or does that mean something
Maybe.
about
Yeah.
looking off to something
Yeah.
else?
They don't look very friendly.
No,
No,
They
pretty
look
serious.
serious.
Pretty
Pretty
serious. Yeah. Well, serious responsibilities, right? Okay. So let me read to you what I found about this. The mosaics of the Emperor Justinian and his wife, the Empress Theodora, the most powerful woman in Byzantine history, are represented in the Basilica of San Vitale in Ravenna, Italy. Theodora's intelligence and political acumen made her Justinian's most trusted advisor. Unknown to Justinian when they married, however, was that Theodora had been converted to the heresy called monophysitism, the belief that Jesus had only one nature and it was divine. Theodora worked against her husband's support of the opposing faction in the ongoing struggle for dominance, and she was accused of fostering heresy and undermining the unity of Christendom. Some historians, however, believe that Justinian and Theodora were merely pretending to oppose each other, and after her death, Justinian protected Theodora's community and worked to bring harmony between the factions. So, I'll just show you that.
he outlived his wife.
Yes, he did.
Mhm.
Yes, he did. So here's that, if I can find it.
Monophysitism.
Yeah, there it is.
It's like in the fifth line.
This right here.
Yeah.
Monophysitism. So meaning that Jesus was God, but not man. Right? So that was the heresy that Theodora was plugged into at the time. Okay?
Mhm.
Any comments or questions or anything?
What part of Italy is Ravenna?
It's
Really?
on the east coast, a little above the middle of Italy.
Okay.
All right, yeah, it's on the east coast, yeah.
Actually not there.
Did you
Yeah,
been
you
to
did go
Ravenna?
there.
Oh,
Yes.
lovely.
But at that point, I didn't know very much
Yeah.
about the
I know,
art.
it's
Just that it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you walk away with, it's beautiful, right?
Beautiful place.
It's true, me too. Okay, so here's a quote: "There is wisdom in all creative works," from Hildegard Bingen, and probably a lot of people don't know that she's a doctor of the church, but she's a doctor of the church.
What's that mean?
Not a saint,
What does it mean?
but up there. No, there are doctors of the church, and they're
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it just means that, usually that they proclaim something very, very important, theologically speaking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Doctor.
I think. I don't think it's an actual, title. It's a title, but it's not dependent on anything specific. Okay.
It's a title given to by the Roman Catholic Church to saints whose writings and teachings have made significant, lasting contributions to the understanding and interpretation of Christian doctrine, theology, and spirituality.
You have to be a saint
Thank you,
first,
Wikipedia.
and then you
Yeah.
can be a doctor.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
You have to be safe.
Right.
I don't know, maybe.
I hadn't heard that you had
Hadn't
to
heard
be
that?
saint.
You can work at it, huh? You can work to be a saint.
Oh.
Okay, what are we looking at?
Francis.
Mhm.
I'm gonna give you a minute to
Mhm.
really look at it.
Mhm.
It always seems to me, the longer we go, the shorter the minute is. Okay, what is this saying to you? What are we looking at here?
Feeding the flock.
St.
Saint
Francis
Francis.
feeding the birds.
He has a halo, sure.
Mhm.
So he's already a saint.
He's a saint.
Mhm. He's feeding or throwing birdseed out.
That's exactly what I thought when I first saw this.
Oh, he's preaching to the birds.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
preaching
preaching.
to the birds. He's
Nice.
preaching to the birds.
The rooster's leaning in.
Anything else?
The monk
Behind.
behind him.
Yeah. He looks a little
I
scary.
do wonder what's going, he looks disapproving, his
Yeah.
hand is up in
Right.
Yeah,
a
Wait a minute.
non-inviting
Yeah.
way.
right. Do you think he might be disapproving of what Francis is doing?
Yeah,
I think he's
it
afraid
sort
of
of
the
looks that way.
Or maybe doesn't like birds.
I thought, to me, it was more like, get the birds away from me.
I don't
He
do birds.
might feel that Francis is like, stepped over the edge a little bit. And preaching to the
Preaching
birds.
to the birds.
But there's something about this I really like.
Is it a painting?
I just like, yes, it's actually, well, let me see now, so, Gothic period, right? It's a fresco.
Yeah.
So we talked about last week what the fresco is.
Oh, it's by
You put the
Giotto.
wet plaster on the wall, and then you paint right on the wet plaster, and then the paint and the plaster bind together, right?
Is this
so-
from Padua? Is this
I don't
from
know,
the
I don't know where
fresco
this
site?
is from, I really don't, I'm sorry.
So what are the seams
This
on
is
each
Giotto.
side?
Yeah, that's
Looks like fabric, cause
Yeah.
it's,
It does look
you
like
know,
fabric, right, so I don't know,
Seams.
I'm not sure where it's from,
I think it's a decorative trim and
Yeah, I think
in
it is too.
plaster.
yeah, it's probably in a church.
Giotto.
And Giotto, of course, is a famous Italian painter. I don't know, I think that the monk back there probably is a little bit concerned that Francis is preaching to the birds. And the birds seem to be very attentive.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And the one coming down could be the Holy Spirit.
The dove.
Yeah.
Could be a dove.
Could be, yeah. The composition is great with the tree, the balancing the two, yeah, really, very nice.
And the one in the rear does not have a halo. No halo for him.
No.
No.
Right,
Oh, I didn't even notice Francis's halo.
yeah, it's a very gentle halo, because he was a very gentle person. funny that the way they made the halo almost imitates the seam.
Yeah,
they
that's
made
what I'm
on the
wondering, if the
side.
seams aren't like a frame.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Interesting that, and it cuts off the arm of the other monk.
The other
and,
guy
you
is
know,
behind
And
them.
that's, I'm sure that from a design point of view, that's important. Okay, anything else? Okay, I'll read what I have here. The more St. Francis grew in wisdom and in his understanding that God's love goes out to all creatures, the more he began to see that all creatures make up one family. St. Francis preaching to the birds marks a famous event in the life of St. Francis. Some believers see this as a miracle sent by God to encourage Francis and his fellow monks to continue their work preaching the gospel message to all creation, a message of spiritual freedom and growth as symbolized by the birds. Giotto's work is significant as it marks an early example of the Renaissance style which influenced many artists in the years to come. Okay,
Mhm.
that's Francis.
Just the way his face is depicted is so gentle and
Yeah.
warm,
Yeah,
unlike the other guy.
And lit, it's lit.
Yeah, lit, like lighted, yeah.
yeah. And look at the years, 1267,
Yeah.
1330, I
Yeah.
mean, we're talking about a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nicely done. Okay, let's move on. I don't think there's any words in there we have to look at,
Okay.
difficult words. So the quote, whenever you are creating beauty around you, you are restoring your own soul. And possibly the souls of others.
Mhm.
Alice Walker, is it familiar
I
with
don't know
Alice
her.
Walker? Yeah.
Yeah, color
Yeah.
purple.
Yeah.
Social.
Okay,
Whoa.
give you a minute on this. Stop. Okay, what are we looking at? And where do we find these?
Greece? Greece?
Well, definitely one of them is from Greek mythology, yes. The other one is from Roman mythology.
Is the name Delphica, is that her name?
Yes. The Delphic Oracle,
The Oracle of Delphi.
The Oracle?
and the
of
Cumean
Delphi.
Oracle.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Patty, come on, I know you're anxious.
Tell us what
This is in the
Yeah.
Sistine Chapel.
From the Sistine
Oh,
Chapel.
This is
very
Michelangelo, and so when you look at the Sistine Chapel, the main panels tell the story of creation to the flood. As you walk down with the creation of Adam being the center,
Yeah.
pretty much the center panel.
Yeah.
And then Michelangelo, when he painted that ceiling, it was a curved ceiling, he painted the architecture. So when you look at it, it looks like, oh, well, those are arches or whatever that were in the ceiling, but they weren't. Everything is hand painted.
Yeah.
And what he put to break up the spaces in between were he has the the oracles, the sibyls, and then doesn't he have some of the prophets up
He
there
has
too?
prophecy, it's from Greek and Roman mythology and the Bible.
In the Bible, the Old Testament prophets,
Right.
kind of like almost to like the Neoplatonic idea of that God was speaking through the
Right.
oracles and through
Right,
the sibyls, as well, that it's not foreign, that that it was just God speaking.
Right.
So yeah, so it's the Sistine Chapel,
so
which he
Michelangelo,
painted.
and these are frescoes, by the way.
These are frescoes,
Yeah,
fresco
so-
painting up on the ceiling.
He was up there and,
Laying on his.
Yeah.
again, wet plaster,
Yeah,
then paint on top of the wet plaster.
yeah.
These were in the ceiling?
These are on the
Yeah.
ceiling when you look. When you
There's a
look
row
across the
on each
curve.
side.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you have the whole ceiling up?
I don't have a picture of it, no.
I'll have it next week.
Just happened to have.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So are
it's
these
pretty
both
dramatic.
women? Are they?
Yeah,
These are both
they're
women.
both women.
Both women.
Is there a reason why one is so delicate looking and the other is, like
That's-
she could be
Might be
pulling a
you.
plow?
Yeah.
You know?
He tended to make everyone very muscular, like
Well, so certainly the comedian,
yeah, the command. It could be an age thing. That she's young and the other one is older.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
that was the other thing. And then in my mind, one now I know the Oracle of Delphi, her prophecies weren't all sweet and kind and everything, but
oh,
but that she's somehow gentler than this one. Like this one's more like
yeah.
Rough look.
judgment looking thing.
And notice the other characters,
Yeah, in that one, the
Being
the
beauty.
angel or Putty is looking away. I don't know if he's holding something or
Yeah.
doing
Yeah,
something.
he's writing something.
well, I don't know if he's
I
right,
don't know
but
what
he's
he's doing.
holding a book.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a.
Oh,
Oh, I get
yes,
it now.
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, he may not be holding it, the person
Yeah.
standing behind him
Oh, there's
might be
someone-
actually
I thought he
holding
was
the
writing
book.
something.
Yeah, yeah, and she's holding her scroll.
Yeah,
Right.
she has her scroll. This one has her book, and
This one has her book,
the Putty has a book.
right.
Um,
Fascinating.
supposed to
Let
be
me read what I have and then
angel?
we'll talk again.
What are the people behind them though?
The
Okay,
nudity.
let me read this and then we'll,
Okay.
because it is interesting. And and that's something like you wouldn't normally even notice. You're looking up at the ceiling, you wouldn't really
Right.
notice.
There's so much to look
There's
at.
so much to look at.
Yeah. So the Delphic Sibyl was a prophetess who presided over the oracle of Apollo in Delphi, Greece. Tradition represents her as a woman of prodigious old age, uttering predictions in ecstatic frenzy. And that they believed that she was breathing fumes, volcanic fumes, and that put her into sort of a trance, and she would predict things.
What did they consider old age at that time?
Well, I think these
34.
people-
Yeah.
She doesn't look very old.
yeah.
Right, no, she doesn't look like old age, right? She opens her, Michelangelo depicts her in a moment of contemplation and foresight. She opens her mouth in a cry of wonder, her hair and cloak blown by the wind of the spirit. She rolls up the scroll of her prophecies as if it were no longer of any meaning.
Oh.
So people have asked, why did Michelangelo put anything on the Sistine Chapel ceiling that was from mythology?
Because we overcame it.
Well,
It's in the past. Yeah.
it's very possible, and again, I don't know this for absolutely sure, that the book that the young man in the back is holding is the Bible.
Right.
Not the Bible, but the New Testament.
Yeah.
More even than the Bible, right? And so she's rolling up her scroll because it's useless now,
My work is done.
right? This is the new thing. This is taking over. She doesn't have to make any predictions anymore. Now we know what it's all about. You can take it or leave it. But at least that's what I read.
And the command?
The other one is Michelangelo depicts the Cumaean Sibyl, priestess and prophetess, as the elderly lady who presided over the Apollonian oracle at Cluny, a Greek colony near Naples, Italy. It's just north of Naples on the coast. After the Sibyl, as a young woman, rejected Apollo's advances, he granted her the gift of prophecy. But as a punishment for her refusal, he cursed her with eternal life. but not eternal youth. In a moment of contemplation and foresight, Michelangelo's Camillean Sibyl oppresses us by the sheer weight of her bulk and a commanding ugliness. During her long life, however, some believe that she foretold the coming of a Messiah in the so-called Sibylline books, prophecies consulted by Rome in times of crisis. So there actually were books that were prophecies way back from the beginning of the Roman Empire, actually even before the beginning of the empire. And they used to consult those books in times of danger and stuff. And that's what she's looking at. She's looking at that book right now. And the two guys behind her, well, I don't know, maybe they're looking at it kind of skeptically, like, but
Look like they're holding another book.
Yeah.
Yeah, under his
which
arm.
maybe the same book as in the other, I don't know.
Interesting.
But they're kind of skeptical about what she's doing, because, again, they don't need it anymore, because this is a new time, a new age. Okay, anything else?
Guys out.
So he painted these between 1508 and 1512. He did that whole ceiling.
In 4 years? It took
Yep, 4
4
years.
years?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a really good movie.
How big are these figures in there? I mean, like, we're looking,
Big.
They're
they
big
must be
because you're
huge if
looking
they're up
from-
on the
They're
ceiling.
huge,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the
They're
ceiling's
huge.
rather high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just worked for 4 years. He didn't really want to paint it.
No, right.
And
Oh,
He didn't want
it
to do
was,
it?
no, he was a sculptor, and he was recognized very early for his talent. And like in that time during the Renaissance, the big show was to get called to the Vatican by the Pope, and he was called, he was noticed, he was called early, and he wanted to do Julius's tomb. He had
Yeah.
this grand design for his tomb and all of the figures. It was going to be like a big pyramid in the middle of St. Peter's, and so people who were trying to get rid of him, particularly the head of like the design team, the architect of St. Peter's, wanted to get rid of him. So they were trying to sabotage him because he was very outspoken, because he and Leonardo kind of like dissed him, saying, he's just a sculptor.
Right.
They're just kind of like craftspeople, like your
Oh,
baker. And so he painted to show he could paint, but he didn't prefer painting. So they got him to they got Julius to ask Michelangelo to do the Sistine Chapel ceiling, and thinking that it would make him really mad and get him to storm off, and
It did.
they could give it to Raphael. And he did leave, but then he came back, and
Came back, yeah.
and he said, all right, and he basically said, all right, if I do this, then you have to let me
Let me
get
go.
back to the tomb.
Oh,
So
I think he did the Pietà, the one in.
yeah, he
Yeah.
did the
When he
Pietà.
was 19, something
He
like that.
23.
23? I thought
Yeah, yeah, but he went there early. It was a gift from a French cardinal
Yeah,
to the
I mean, a block of marble,
yeah.
and then he just.
Yeah.
He believed that.
It was
already there.
Yes.
Inside the
Yes.
marble.
Really?
All he
Yeah.
had to do was chip it away in there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
wow. I never
true.
heard that.
But I mean, these are masterpieces, and
Mhm.
he didn't consider himself a painter, really.
No. And then they were covered by soot for so long that everybody said, oh, well, he's a sculptor, he couldn't do any color. And then in the 80s, they decided to.
Cleaned it.
I
Clean it.
actually saw it before they cleaned it, and then of course I saw it
Yeah.
after.
I
they
did
Oh,
too.
wow.
Wow, I mean, it was just shocking to see what,
Mm-hmm.
because it was so dark.
Dark, yeah.
Oh, so dark,
Yeah, and all the history books just said, oh, well,
yeah.
he's a sculptor, so he had no sense of color. And it's like, yeah, he
Well,
did.
because they were always have incense and such in
Incense
there.
and the
Yeah.
soot from the
Candles,
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 yeah.
That's
How-
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Centuries
The
of
building, the
Centuries.
building is
Centuries.
interesting.
Stuff.
When they elect the Pope, so there's an altar there in the building, and there are steps going up to the altar. I'm not sure how many, 5 or 6 steps going up to the altar. What they do is they build a platform through the whole thing, level with the top step of the altar. So all of those cardinals that are sitting around, they're on a wooden platform that they built up. So it's really pretty amazing what they do under the circumstances. Yeah. So that they're not sitting down on the marble floor, which is very uneven. These marble floors have settled and yeah, that kind of thing. Okay, very good. There they are. So, art is the clothing of a revelation. Joseph Campbell. I guess he's most known for that series he did on PBS. He was interviewed, went on for weeks, I don't remember.
By Bill Moyers.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Mm.
Okay. 1 minute. Okay. What are we looking at?
A serious conversation of some sort.
Well, there is food.
Bless,
Yeah,
I
but
think
no,
it's
they're talking about something.
the bread and the wine here we have.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's blessing them. Blessing them.
Could be.
Wine.
This is a very famous painting.
I don't know. I've
I
never
think it
seen
is. Is it?
I don't know it.
It's famous painter.
A very
Painter?
famous painter,
Okay.
yeah. So this is Baroque and
Oh,
it's Caravaggio.
yes.
So
Right.
Supper at
Emmaus.
Emmaus.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
That tells you what you need to know.
Okay, now I get why the guys are so astonished. It's
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
Blessing.
So how do you know they're astonished?
Their faces.
This guy's jumping out of his chair.
Yeah,
That
it's like,
one's
what is-
going, whoa.
Whoa.
Right.
Right. What's going on?
The third one, I don't know.
Uh,
Maybe he's the host.
He's the innkeeper, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the host.
With
Okay.
the innkeeper. Okay. And the shadows
Yeah, what's
behind
the source
Jesus.
of light?
Yeah. So,
Well, you know, Caravaggio is known for that.
Because he's creating a shadow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you
There's
don't
light.
see any
Yeah.
light source, but yet the tablecloth is.
Well, I did read something that said what did it say exactly? The shadow represents the fact that Jesus is God,
Mm.
and that's His Spirit
The spirit
The
is
spirit
within. Mhm.
behind Him. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know if that's correct or not. but
Sounds good.
Yeah. Sounds good. Right?
No, I took it to be the innkeeper's shadow, not the one of the seated figure.
I don't know.
That's just how I took it.
You're right, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would get that if I knew it.
Oh,
That's what it was.
You know, it is pretty hard to identify the actual source of
Yeah.
the light.
Mhm.
You know, where's it coming from exactly? Is it coming from Jesus? No, not really, because the innkeeper's in the light too. I don't know.
Mm.
It's interesting.
Mhm.
But Caravaggio is known for dramatic
Very.
paintings like this, you know, light and dark and all that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is clearly religious, obviously. We don't have to stretch for this. Okay. In this most impressive domestic religious painting, Caravaggio captures the drama and intensity of a moment of recognition. The moment when Jesus took bread, blessed it, broke it, and gave it to his disciples. The moment when they suddenly see what had been in front of them all along. Their actions convey their astonishment. One is about to leap out of his chair. The other throws out his arms in a gesture of disbelief. The dynamic composition conveys the emotional depth of the realization with dramatic use of light and shadow. a metaphor for the contrast between ignorance and enlightenment. In this way, Caravaggio transforms the celebrated canvas from a mere illustration of a scriptural scene into something active and daring, a spiritual challenge whose stakes could not be higher.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Good.
Good? Oh, come on. Art as meditation is the way of the prophets. Claudio Naranjo. I don't know him, but I like the art of meditation is the way of the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
Psychiatrist and integrating psychotherapy and spiritual traditions. Interesting. Okay, take a shot at this one.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, sweetie. Yeah, you need some water.
I need some attention.
Well,
Don't stay long enough to get it.
All right, so what are we looking at here?
they look drunk.
I'm horrified to me.
Yeah.
What do they
It's
see?
like some kind of a procession, like a funeral or a wedding.
The composition, I think, is pretty good, just the way
Oh,
it
the
leaves.
mountain.
The mountain reflects the triangle and the people all together there. Then you have these people on this side and those people on that side. Anybody want to take a shot at who painted this? Who is it?
Retro?
Oh,
boy.
yes, okay.
Pilgrimage
The
to see.
pilgrimage to San Isidro.
Uh-huh.
The pilgrimage to San Isidro. Does this look like a pilgrimage?
Yes, because pilgrimages were really mixed. There was people singing, there was people mourning about their sins, there were people who were just along for the trip. Pilgrimages were like mixed.
Yeah.
So what is this group?
Yeah, but this group
This
in the
group
mountain
is-
in the middle, are they astonished? Are they horrified by what they see, or is
There's
it
a little bit of
a
everything.
realization of what I am?
Yeah.
And then the two guys in black with the hats, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They've got their faces covered.
Okay. Anybody else want to?
And the fellows down there on the left look like from a different period of time.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't
So
look.
they are obviously different from these people.
Yeah.
And the ones in the background are part of the pilgrimage, but they look a little more serious than this group right here.
And why would you go to San Isidro? Is there some significance?
Yes, there is a significance to that. The healing waters of the fountain of San Isidro. San Isidro is Saint Isidore. So they're healing waters at the fountain there that they're going to. Yeah.
They need some healing waters, this group.
Right. Okay. This is going to be a little surprising, but I think painted on the wall of Goya's house. He painted this right on the wall in his house. And part of his black painting series. This dark and chaotic scene depicts a crowd of peasants and nobles going to the healing waters of the fountain of Saint Isidore, the patron saint of Madrid. The painting depicts none of the piety or humility that might be expected from the site of a pilgrimage. Some of the people show little joy, some have jovial expressions, some are possibly drunk, some are dismayed or anguished. The land is bleak and barren, and the sky colorless and fog-shrouded. The impression is sorrowful, even funereal. But the painting, completed in 1823, has a satirical meaning. So I didn't know this.
Satire, huh?
I didn't know this either, but
So he's not
I think it's
angry.
kind of fascinating.
He doesn't believe
So in other words, they're exaggerating things. When Goya created this painting, the court of the Inquisition, which had acted against heretics and other offenders of canon law since 1498, that's 325 years, the length of the Inquisition, had recently been abolished.
Ah,
So they're kind of making fun of the whole
of the
whole
pilgrimage
thing.
to,
Yeah.
is it,
Yeah, I'm okay. You can't get me now. It's over. Right? So these are supposed to be like the church people, the serious people who ran the Inquisition, and these are the people who are sort of mocking the whole thing because it's over and they don't have to worry about it anymore.
And he wanted that in his house?
well,
Yeah, he did. He painted right on the wall.
generally
I think they
something
probably
like that.
they took the whole wall out and they put it
Took
in
the
the
whole
museum.
plaster, yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. I just think it's a very interesting picture, painting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably not that famous, this one, but
yeah, never
Isn't
seen
it
Interesting
it.
nonetheless.
Story, yeah.
okay. Anything else? The soul should always stand ajar, ready to welcome the ecstatic experience. Emily Dickinson. Okay, I know you've seen this one before. 1 minute. Ooh, that was fast. Okay,
Very nice.
very nice.
Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Van Gogh, yes. Okay.
I never noticed the church before. I've always
Ah.
focused on the sky.
Ah,
I never noticed the little church.
The little church, the little
Yeah.
town with the church, yeah.
see, it is very important to just sit and kind of look at it, you know? It is, really, because you wouldn't notice the church and just kind of looking at it and going on.
And what is the plant or?
It's a
What's the
cypress
left?
tree.
I was gonna say, cypress was
It's
what
a
I thought, but I
cypress,
had
oh.
no
Yeah.
idea why.
Okay.
It doesn't,
I believe it's
A
cypress.
cypress.
doesn't look like,
that.
well, yeah, he wouldn't draw a real cypress tree, you know?
It's a cypress tree, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Anything else? So we have the church, we have the cypress tree.
It's very
It's
peaceful.
peaceful.
Peaceful is, what's
It's got
peaceful?
motion.
What's peaceful about it?
It's got
Just,
motion and.
The town
Like
is
the
pretty
town is
peaceful.
peaceful and the fields
The
and
sky's not so
Ocean.
peaceful.
But it's
the sky's
like
alive.
ocean.
It's,
Yeah,
Right.
Right, right,
and each star has a course around it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a masterful
It's
piece.
pretty dramatic.
Yeah. And it's called The Starry Night? I didn't know.
Plain
it.
Yeah, I checked that because
Okay.
I always call it Starry Night, but
Right.
I think it's
Well,
a Starry Night. I don't know, maybe Patty knows better. I don't know. Okay, Van Gogh painted the Starry Night during his 12-month stay at an asylum, several months after suffering a mental breakdown. The scene is brimming with whirling clouds, shining stars, and a bright crescent moon, symbolizing the vast power of nature and reflecting Van Gogh's turbulent state of mind. In comparison to the dramatic night sky, the peaceful village is painted with brightly lit windows. A cypress tree dominates the scene, and the church steeple watches over the quiet village, symbolizing the connections between earth and the heavens and Van Gogh's quest to overcome his illness. I do think the church is key here in the scene.
It also makes me think of time-lapse photography of the night sky.
True, right, yeah, because there's movement there, there's
Yeah.
motion, yeah. Yeah, we don't notice it necessarily, but yeah, definitely is motion.
And what does a cypress tree exactly look like? I don't know.
Cypress tree's a pine tree.
Pine?
It's
Yeah,
an
it's
evergreen,
an
yeah.
evergreen, and
okay.
like if you think of like our pine trees, the boughs grow out, and a
Yeah.
cypress tree they go vertically.
Ah, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So that's why you get that compact.
Mhm.
Right, right,
And he had spent time in the south of France
yeah,
Okay.
after he left Paris
yes, he did.
and experienced, the cypress trees.
Mhm.
Cypress, right, I'm sure it means something, it's a symbol of something
I always
too.
think of Italy when I think that
Yeah.
cypress, I think
Yeah.
of Italy.
Also in
But he was in
French.
kind of
Mhm.
like the south of France, so
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah.
got that. It's where France has that Mediterranean feel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But it is an evergreen, which of course, sort of life, eternal life, that kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, it's certainly different from, traditional, whatever traditional means anymore, but painting.
Mhm, mhm.
Could that be almost like a little bit of the ocean underneath, like the blue, the real, and the swirls is
I don't
the
know.
star, this star, Starry Night.
Yeah.
But then it almost looks like it
I
could
mean,
be
I
like,
suppose over here, that could be,
yeah, and
Yeah,
it could be
so-
like I can see it from the right side,
yeah,
all the way over, but it's different than
Yeah.
the sky.
oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sometimes, if you look at the ocean and you're looking at the horizon,
Mhm.
sometimes you can't even see the difference between the sky and the
Right,
water.
right.
Looking like a Navy man.
Mhm.
Okay. The more I think about it, the more I realize there is nothing more artistic than to love others.
Mm.
Really?
And that's, of course, a
I
self-portrait.
attributed that to him.
There you go. Yeah, he was a troubled man,
Mhm.
but a
Yes.
great artist.
Yes.
Okay. Might need a minute for this.
Excuse me.
Mm.
actually saw this in Madrid.
Did you?
It's,
Good.
the panel is like 20 feet long.
Yeah.
It's very, very big.
Mm-hmm.
Fills a whole wall in the museum. Yeah. Does anybody recognize it?
I wanna say Guernica.
Yeah, Guernica. Yeah.
Good job.
Yep.
And slaying of the dragon, right? Is that what's happening?
I think that's a horse being
Oh,
mutilated.
I thought it was a dragon.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
I
horse.
think
and
it's
the
supposed to be a
Minotaur.
horse.
Of
Yeah.
course, okay.
Yeah.
It's after the bombing of Guernica.
The bombing of Guernica?
Was it, or the bombing?
I just thought it was called Guernica, but it is about the bombing of
Yeah.
Guernica, yeah, which is a town in Spain
Mm-hmm.
during the Spanish Civil War. Yeah. You know, in bullfighting, there are horses. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah.
I've only seen one bullfight when I was in the Navy, and it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
Can't
Because
see it,
They
can you?
practically kill the bull before anybody comes out to fight the bull.
Oh.
You know, they
Mm.
keep stabbing you with
Yeah.
spears and stuff. Yeah. So it's really, and you know,
Awesome.
not pleasant. And that night, they killed 7 bulls.
Whoa,
7. Yeah. I would say it was maybe 3 hours.
my gosh.
Watching it. People are really into it, Spanish people. I don't think they do it anymore though.
I think it's outlawed.
Yeah.
I think that's
it's
kinda-
I
They
don't
don't fight to
understand
the
the,
death, I don't, they still fight, but.
Good and evil and all of that stuff.
well, the bullfight, I don't understand I don't know. To torture something and then.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
get it
what they
in such
don't
an
consider it
emotional
torture. They're weakening it so that the matador has a chance.
Well,
Basically.
okay,
Yeah. It's not a fair
then
fight.
it's okay, I guess, yeah.
Okay, so what about this? So it's not a bullfight. The bull, of course, is a symbol of Spain, not surprisingly. And we have, you know, some other stuff going on here.
The light bulb.
Yeah, is that a light bulb in the sun?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I never noticed that.
But the anguish on the faces.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Someone's holding a candle or
yeah. Okay.
close to the light for some reason.
What's the guy on the right doing? Falling
Yeah, he's
down,
falling.
slipping off
I
something?
mean, we have to put ourselves into the mind
Yeah,
of,
help, right?
Yeah.
of normal people, regular people, you know? I think of Gaza right now, my mind, of regular people being bombarded and that suffering and, you know, that this is what I think Picasso is trying to convey here. Just the chaos of
The
the whole
anguish.
thing, the anguish, right? Yeah. Very dramatic. I mean, it's, you know, we're getting farther away from what I was talking about, the traditional. You know, we're getting into something else here. Okay. At its most simple, Guernica is a war painting that documents the devastation, death, and chaos caused by war. Picasso created this painting following the German bombing of Guernica, a city in Spain's Basque region, that's up in the northeast. The predominant color is black. The painting is filled with civilian victims, some living, some dead. At the left, a mother clutches her dead baby.
Oh, that's a dead.
Just below is a fallen matador. A fallen horse is nearby, and the bull at the top represents Spain. Humans and animals are on equal footing, illustrating not only the simultaneous brutalization and dehumanization that takes place during wartime, but also the base animalistic response that all living beings, animals and humans, share in the face of fear and death. Although clear as an emotional response to war's senseless violence, Picasso said very little about the painting's meaning, leaving interpretation to viewers, critics, and historians.
Mhm.
Once you know the name, it makes perfect sense.
It does make
Yeah.
sense, doesn't it? Really? I mean, in a straight, a lot of his stuff doesn't make too much sense.
Yeah.
But it does when you realize what you're looking at.
Yes.
You know, it's just the total
Chaos.
chaos, destruction.
People dying.
Yeah. Very powerful.
Mhm.
Okay. Art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. seen this before?
No,
Oh,
Patty has.
of course you
Pat,
She's seen everything.
Okay, what can we say about it?
It's consecration.
It's both the Last Supper and the communion table.
And I'm not sure if above is the crucifixion or the resurrection. I'm not sure what that is. But to me, that's the resurrected Christ sitting at the table.
Yeah. You notice he's fairly transparent.
Yes.
yeah, like,
I was trying to figure out if that was my eyes or.
No, and this is actually a boat
Oh.
coming
Oh.
out of his chest, his heart,
Oh,
because the boat was a symbol of the church, and you know it came from
okay.
Jesus. So
uh-huh,
that's the
interesting.
symbolism there, yeah. But he is transparent, pretty much.
Yeah. And these are other priests, are they wearing masks?
Yeah, I can't tell if there's,
don't
if
think
they are,
they're-
if they're at pews.
It looks like they're.
Over here, it does look like that,
And
and
that-
that's not it.
That looks like a pew over there.
Although that might just be an extension of the table.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that
Yeah.
out. And if those are runners or something.
I think there are 12 of them. I'm not sure you can see
Mm,
the ones on each side too well. Yeah.
so these
And what else do you
Just
see?
like-
You see, obviously, bread and wine.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. Desert
The
pine.
strength, like the building, like the, it
Mm.
almost looks like a foundation, like the strength of
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, it's an interesting construction, like a geodesic dome or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I read something that said the person whose
The body.
shoulders are depicted
Yeah.
there could be God because, you know, you're not supposed to see the face of God.
Oh, okay.
So that, I mean, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's, you know, somebody's opinion. Yeah. And it almost looks like Jesus is pointing up to
Mm.
God.
Oh my God is protecting
Yeah.
what's below
Well,
them.
everything,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know who painted it?
No.
I wanna know.
This is surrealistic,
Okay.
and
Oh, it's a Dolly, yeah,
Who knew you could do that?
right.
yeah,
The Last
Sacrament of
Supper.
the Last Supper.
Sacrament of the Last Supper.
Yeah.
That's funny, nobody said that, that's interesting.
It's a different
Yeah.
way of expressing it,
Yes.
right? Right. The Sacrament of the Last Supper.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
Okay.
Dolly do a lot of religious paintings though?
I don't think he did a lot of religious paintings.
More.
His most famous ones are not.
Right.
Yeah, not
Cubism,
his.
aren't they?
I think he did some though.
Hmm.
Okay. Dali's painting depicts the Eucharist, the sacrament of the Last Supper, rather than a historical representation of the event, meaning the event of the Last Supper. His aim was to glorify the perfection and unity of the sacrament itself. Jesus is framed by a loaf of bread divided on the table. The disciples do not bow toward him, but rather to the center of the table where the bread and cup are located. Jesus is somewhat transparent, hardly even human, a light which illuminates the room, more of an ideal than a figure. At the very top of the canvas is the translucent torso of a man, ending at the shoulders so his head is not visible. Dali seeks to explore the notion of the eternal nature of the Last Supper, suggesting that the event transcends the constraints of time. The disciples, frozen in time at the moment of the sacrament, represent the perpetuity and universality of the message. Pretty cool painting.
The light is beautiful.
Yeah. And again, even the structure is somewhat transparent.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see through it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Very interesting. This one. Hold on, let's get the quote first. Someone once said that all great truths must be veiled. So that last painting was somewhat veiled. To look at truth directly blinds us. That's why religion has much more to do with poetry, song, and imagery than with academics, says Richard Rohr.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
There it is. Okay. What are we looking at?
A big mess.
A
I
big
don't
mess.
know. I see a map underneath all of it.
A map?
There are fine white lines that almost look like streets.
Interesting. Well, there's certainly lines down it, white lines.
Mm-hmm.
A city with all the activity
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, from a distance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just see the basic colors, red, yellow, blue,
Yeah.
black and white.
Black and white, right.
Imagine what an astronaut would look.
Looking
Look
down.
down.
He looks down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Certainly in the middle of it, you almost could see like, a city under there.
Mhm.
I'm not sure that's what he intended.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it said my mind wants to find a shape that I
Right.
can
Right,
recognize
but it-
and
it's
just let
not-
it go.
Because
You know,
this is,
stop.
this is open to interpretation.
Right. Because I can see a dog, I can see a horse.
You can-
Winnie the Pooh's up there.
Well, you see a lot in there.
Positive things, that's good.
So who painted this?
Jackson Pollock.
Yes, of course. And this is called convergence. Convergence.
Convergence.
Yeah. Does that help? Convergence, 1952. So I'll tell you what this art critic thought. Convergence is a sensory assault, an exhilarating mix of colors, lines, textures, lights, and contrasting shapes, each competing for attention, yet cohering into a mesmerizing labyrinthine pattern. Maybe. The painting can be interpreted as a metaphorical representation of the complexity of human existence, where chaos and order coexist. It is the embodiment of free speech and freedom of expression, everything that America stood for in 1952, all wrapped up in a messy but deep package. So, evidently, Pollock was interested in this free speech thing. It was very important to him. And this was supposed to be the result of that. Its title connotes the idea of disparate elements coming together to form a unified whole, a manifestation of the inherent interconnectedness of all things and the interplay between chaos and harmony that defines our existence. one person's interpretation. Yeah,
You can see it though.
you can see it,
Yeah,
yeah, well,
yeah.
you certainly see the chaos.
Chaos,
There's no
yeah.
question about
Yes.
that, yeah.
So much action going on.
Well, and it does make more sense to me, you know, after reading something like that,
Mm-hmm.
than from just looking at it, because it's pretty tough to, you know, come up with something. Although we came up with quite a few things. I believe this is in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. And I know I've looked at it before, but I really, what is that all about? Some people call him Jack the Dripper. Because that's basically how he made these paintings. Kind of holes in the bottom of the can and that kind of thing. Any final comments? Well, I hate to leave you with this chaos. But it just kind of shows where we were going in 1952. Right. You know, I often think of, you know, the pile of glass, the pile of rags and stuff that are in modern art museums, and you know, what kind of interpretation is that? Well,
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this presentation.
well,
It was very
thank you for
interesting.
coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you can watch it forever on YouTube.
So now we have you captured.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And those of you who missed last week, you can
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you all. Thank you.